Sorry Tim, this is miserable. You're just smashed. Your chin's up in the air, your neck's being cranked, your chest, there's a ton of pressure across your chest, your arms are useless because they're jacked up. I had a couple of coaches say, look, you're, what you're doing isn't right, you're sandbagging. What do you want me to do about that? I can't grade myself.
Yeah.
It's not up to you, is it? Then?
Right, yeah. So,
who gave you blue belt?
David and Numa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then after, I did blue belt for a year, and I won everything that I did. Not because I'm really good, but because I had like 4 times as much experience as everyone else. So the first one I ever did, I did the IBJJF in London, and I won my division, and I won the absolute, and I submitted everyone, which sounds really good, right? But they were old men, right? And I'm athletic, right? I mean, right now I'm 47, and I don't sound arrogant, but I'm not like your typical 47-year-old. But then when I went into purple belt, geez, that was different. That was a jump. Yeah, purple belt, all the breaks went on with that one. Yeah, I went through a period of just going to tournaments and just getting cleaned out. It wasn't because my grappling was poor, but the rule set does require you to be a good competitor. And it's understanding the nuances of the game. There are guys that can tap me out in here all the time, but I beat the competition. Right, because I've got a game plan, I've got a strategy, I know exactly how it goes. Like from the off, I know that we're going to come out, we're going to shake the referee's hand, we're going to be expected to fist bump, right? And I know all that, and I've planned for it, and I know how it's going to go. And if they're coming out and they like if we were a roll in the gym, they might beat me. But when you come to a competition, if they go, we're going to see how this goes, great, because you're going to start 2 points down then, because you're going to get ankle picked straight off the bat, right? Yeah. And now you're going to have to play your guard like on the back foot, right? You can't just sit there and play. You're going to have to make those points back. Where I'm going with this is I don't think that you can necessarily have poor jiu-jitsu if you're losing matches. You might just not have the experience of competing at that. Now, once I figured that out and once I got my game together, I went to tear and I got like something like 17 gold medals at purple, like pop, 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 pop. And then I went and I won the European Masters and I did a load of cool stuff in a gi. But I just had to get like my head around the rule set and how it was being scored, because it's not just a matter of trying to roll someone and submit them. It's very specific to scoring points and scoring advantages.
Yeah. Right. Like high-level blue belts are just good purple belts, aren't they? High-level purple belts are black belts.
Yes.
It's like there's a tragic difference between the two.
Yes.
Yeah, you realise it really fast when you go from blue to purple.
The purple belt's the expert grade.
Yeah.
And then anything after that is just, you know what I mean, experience level.
Like people say jiu-jitsu for everyone, the dirty secret, it's not for everyone.
No.
Right, it's not. Not everyone's going to get to blue belt, right? And not every blue belt's going to get to purple. But if you get to purple belt, you can get to black belt. Because it's just a matter of more mat time.
Yeah.
You do legs? Yeah. I need a breather.
Is there anything silly that you noticed? Anything that you...
No, technically you're really good. If I have to be critical, you give me a little bit more space than you should, I think.
Where?
Mainly top and bottom of guard. I'd say maybe more on top. You're not pressuring me. Like, no, I didn't really pass the guard very long. But when I'm on top of you, until the opportunity to, we're quite quick to close this space up. Now you did a good job of stopping me for a long time. When I get there, then I'm starting to put pressure on you. But you didn't seem to do that to me. Your passing was quite a lot about here, trying to control my leg, trying to get round.
Yeah.
Put this space here, and I kept using the foot to re-pummel, make that space again. And I think you could have shut down a little bit tighter. I'm being hypercritical there because it's only a tiny little thing, you know. Like if we go again, just from the area, you can see what I mean. Just right. Yeah. You see, I'm always putting it back in again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're giving me too much space here. I think you want to put your head down here and bear it because there's no real submission risk now for you. I'm using reverse down heaver. That's going to be to try and invert and get underneath you, or to frame you away. If you can close this gap here, you're getting this foot back in. It's going to be difficult. Yeah, let's have a feel. Feel down. And you've managed to beat one of my butterfly hooks. I've got an option to reverse down heaver. Yeah, here. And then you're staying here. So that foot goes back over the top, and I re-pummel whatever guard I want.
Yeah.
But if you come in here, that could be much more difficult.
And are you always looking to go into that kind of, is it reverse half guard-ish?
Not always, but yes. I will go for the belt ride, no gi though.
Yeah.
Ideally, in a gi, to beat a knee shield, one of my most high percentage ways of passing is to beat that bottom knee, sneak to here. So you're using a knee shield, and if I can get my knee past there, you've only got one frame left. So my philosophy on guard passing is that I want to beat frames to get to a pin. Pin being dominate the space here. That's what guard passing is. Any guard pass results in mount, side control, knee on belly, north, south, back or whatever. But it requires me to get past and pin you. I need to be here.
Yeah.
Right? And your frames are going to stop me. If I can get past there, there's only one frame left. Well, your hands, but there's 1, 2, 3 frames of beaten. 4, and then your arms. But whilst we're here and I put my arm out and maybe bait that and you're looking to Kimura me or whatever, and you were trying to fight my hand a bit, and I'm just looking at that gap there, and I thought, get in here, get in here, get in here. And I snuck my hand through to here. And because I've already beaten this knee, I just got to fall into that space. Fall around that last frame. Now, there is a danger of me getting choked, so I immediately start to smother you here.
Yeah.
In my gym, we call that position the thriller, because your opponent does this. So I come to here and then immediately start shoving myself backwards.
Yeah.
Sorry if I'm sweating all over you.
No, not at all, not at all. So from the belt ride, are you looking to free that up there?
Yeah, from here it's difficult for you to do too much to me.
Yeah.
Right, so yeah, I want to go here. And this is all from Ben's classes as well. He does a system in the gi where he grabs a belt and locks you in place, and he calls it giving birth. Yeah. So he brings the knee through here. Yeah, so I mean, I use it anyway, but his extra details really make a big difference. So I go here and I pin hard and I'm shoving myself up into your face to make you thriller.
Yeah.
And then a matter of with my knee and pummeling out. Yeah. In a belt it's better because you can really grind yourself into them.
Yeah, we did that seminar with Ben here. I really enjoyed it. I do it in the gi. Yeah, I find that that's how I'm getting my guard pass quite a lot, especially in no gi.
Okay, people do it to you. Yeah. I use this foot a lot. Personally, I don't like a knee shield. Now, I'm not going to say that it's no good because plenty of people use it very well. If I'm here, I'm defensive, really. Mm-hmm. To go from here to being offensive, I need to get hold of something. I need to get hold of a limb. It's unlikely that I'm going to sweep you from here. So I'm here and fighting submissions, but really I'm using this to stop my guard getting past. I would much rather be here or close guard. You absolutely denied me close guard every time. To the point where you probably didn't even know me trying to go for it because I'd have a test to see if I could get my feet out there was no space at all for it. So anytime I thought, is a closed guard? No, I didn't even go for it because I knew I wouldn't get it. And I'd end up giving you, I'd end up going here, failing it, and giving you inside control. And then you're gonna stack me or pass me or whatever.
Yeah, so what are you looking for from, if you find yourself in knee shield? Right,
so I want to have all my frames in play. Okay, now you're sitting on one of my feet, so I've got 8 frames, right? 2 feet, 2 knees, 2 hands, 2 elbows. And you're sitting on one of my feet, okay? But I can still put 7 frames in the way. Or 6, because I always want my knee wide, just in case they go backside on you. If they go the other way,
backstep.
I need something in the way. So I keep that knee flared. But everything else from here, I would really much rather have my foot in. Because this is now much more difficult, I think, for you to pass. Now I can't be as offensive from here, but I don't see this as very offensive anyway. This is, to me, it's defensive. And I'm not saying that I'm right and that other people who use it offensively are wrong. I'm not saying that. Some people use it very offensively very well. I'm not one of them. If I'm here, I'm looking to use it to get my guard back. I don't like half guard. If you put me in half guard, can I get out? Can I use it? Yeah, of course I can get an underhook and I can drop to your legs and I can wrestle and I can take you over the top and I can hit, yeah, of course I can. I'd rather not be there at this point. Okay. Right? And I've got all this space that if you do try to get anything on me, my foot's straight back in again. I've got all my frames here.
Yeah.
What I'm much more concerned about is what I did to you, if I smothered you.
Yeah.
Like, so if you're using knee shield. To me, now, bearing in mind I'm not the best half guard player, but I use it, I mean, we just used it, you know, I managed to stop you passing and I managed to catch something from there. This knee is the critical component. So I know we're going to swap over a lot, but here, as you're passing my guard, here, that knee, if this knee's here, I'm not so worried. Right, if you sit over that knee, I'm in panic mode. This knee shield is not going to stop you passing. It's simply not.
Yeah, if I'm going that way.
Yeah, or you crush it. There's lots of things you could do.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, anywhere, so if you beat this knee here, you could do whatever you want to that leg. I mean, push it left, push it right, push it up. You move it wherever you want to move it and pass my guard, right? Maybe you like to smash pass, maybe you like to rugby pass, maybe whatever you like to do. You crush my knee, boom, you've got whatever pass you want, right? Or you can rinse my knee out the side, here, boom, you've got a knee cut. Or, you, like I did, you roll over the top.
Yeah.
This knee is not saving me anymore. It's not doing anything. I've given away 2 frames, a foot and a knee. So if I'm playing knee shield, which I don't want to play, but if I will, I'm always going to bring it up to here. So now as you go to pass my guard, I can create distance with it. Whereas if I'm here and you beat it, and you go to pass, it's much harder for me. I can hold it with my arms as long as I can until you beat my arms, and then my guard's beaten. I think it's probably important as well, if you're asking me to point stuff out, it's also important that I point out the good things. Because sometimes, and people think, yeah, but okay, I already know that I'm doing that well. I need to fit the stuff I'm doing wrong. But not always. I think it's equally, maybe not exactly equally, but it's very important to have reinforcement on what you're doing right. Because you could be doing a load of things, and I say, actually what you did there was really right. Do that more. Because you might have done 10 things and you think, I don't know which ones were right and which are wrong, and I point out the ones wrong and you go, okay. But if I actually point out 2 that are really good, that's reinforcement that you need to then make sure you keep in your game. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that your leg lock awareness was very good. I was looking for a couple of things, few little openings here and there. Just weren't given to me. Your closed guard awareness was really good. Like to the point where I didn't go for legs, I didn't go for closed guard because they weren't available to me. You were really good at shutting them down. Your movement's really good. You're looking for inside control all the time. That's really good. That's also excellent. I think you should carry on doing that. The only thing that I'm going to say is when you're on top passing, you didn't use a lot of pressure on me.
Okay.
Especially as you're bigger than me, I was kind of thankful for that. Because he's not pressuring me, he's allowing me to put my frames back in place. If you didn't allow me that, I think you could have had a lot more success. My thoughts.
That's cool. Thank you very much, Liz. Really appreciate that.
You see that foot coming in now? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Another breather.
It's probably time now, guys, to be fair.
The Toreando you're doing, I think, is that the J point camping that they're doing.
It's an uninformed version of it, yeah, I think so.
Okay, I think it's a good position. If I'm using it, and I'm only taking what I take from watching the top guys, and we're not close to level, of course, right? But if we take what we can and what we can't, is that the takeaway from that is, at least for me, is if I get to that J-point camping position, in fact with most guard passing, as I'm going to teach today, if we can get to a chest-to-chest half guard, strong passing position, yeah, if I can get to chest-to-chest, yeah, that's what I like to do. So if you're on your back and I get to that J-point camping that they use for that Toreando, I mean, sure, I've absolutely learned it to go, and I'll use it on whites or blue belts to go this way, clear the legs, shelve the knees, so they can't regard, absolutely. But realistically, it's someone who's purple and up, you're going to frame me, you're going to start moving your hips, and I'm going to pin your hip as best I can. I'm going to put 100% of my weight on this knee here. Yeah. You're going to feel heavy, as you shrink, it's going to be slow for you.
Yeah.
But you're still going to have enough, you're a purple, you're going to stop me getting round.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I can, if nothing else, I'll put the chest to chest.
Okay. Ah.
Any passing system I use that allows me to get a chest to chest half guard, I'm absolutely going to take that all day long. For me, that's a strong passing position. And just a real quick bit of background. When I came to Jiu-Jitsu, guard passing was my weak area. Because I grappled a lot for MMA, I had good submissions, and I had good top control, and I had good guard, I had good defenses. If you're on top trying to beat me up, not only can I stop you passing my guard and submitting me, I can also stop you punching and kicking me as well. So my grappling was really good in that area, but my guard passing was basically non-existent. Because in MMA, you start hitting people. Yeah. Like, guard's a terrible place to be, unless you can wrap up real tight. So you hit them, their guard falls apart, and you pass if you want to, or carry on hitting them. So my guard passing was poor. And so most of my jiu-jitsu journey has been spent around guard passing, which has, I thought, oh, I'm really crap at guard passing, I need to get really good at this, and bring it up to the level of everything else. And I found as I got better at guard passing, I realised, what's the problem with everyone? I thought maybe there's a magic pill for, the one special pass that works that I can, and I think that's what a lot of people do, but there isn't. When I speak to black belts, the overwhelming response I get for their guard passing strategies is force half guard. Not all of them. Some guys will say, oh, I like a body lock, or some guys will say, I like a leg drag. But the consensus, more than 50%, I'd say as high as 85% of black belts I ask say force half guard. And that's independently what I found was working for me. So any pass that I'm doing, we're doing body lock passing today, but it could be under over pass, could be leg dragging, could be knee cutting, anything that allows me to get a chest to chest half guard, I'll absolutely take that. If I can show you, feel slightly back. If I can get to here, yeah, I think I'm quids in for getting past this. I back myself, not every time of course, but I back myself to pass that. Yeah. If I can beat all of your leg frames and get myself attack your upper body, I'd back myself to pass. Yeah. The stuff that you're doing, I think you've got really good attributes for passing. That could be something that you're missing. And when you see the opportunity, take the. So when I said earlier, I said that what I do when I pass guard is I look to beat frames to get to a pin. And then the next stage to that I explain is, and I do that by using staging positions. So there'll be staging positions that I use. Once I explain this to you, you'll be, oh, that makes perfect sense. like a chest-to-chest half guard. It's a fantastic staging position. A leg drag position is a really good staging position.
So, do you mean like somewhere you can, like, it's almost like sailing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can put a stake in the ground. There, I've progressed like out of the 5 steps, or however, whatever this pass is, how many steps there are to it. I've made 2, and I've put a line in the sand, and we're not going back on that, you know. And then I'm going to go try and get to step 3, and then I'm going to put a line in the sand there, you know. So I'll go to staging positions. I tried to get you in smash earlier, and I almost had it. I had you head and armed. And I just wanted you to, when you went for the leg lock on me for the saddle, I wanted you to drop your knee through a bit. I'll show you. We were here. And I managed to get to here. Yeah. And I've got this. I wanted your knee down. But you kept it a little, just wide enough. Yeah. And then you pummeled your arm in over the top, and that was nice. That was the right thing to do, and you got some separation there. Yeah. And that allowed you to go for my leg. But because your knee was wide, it didn't allow you to fully secure my leg. But if you were in here, you would have needed to do, but I would have passed at that point. That's what I wanted you to do. Because to me, this is a very strong passing position. Yeah. For me, as a staging position. If I get here, I'm probably going to get the mount. I'm going to crush you up, rinse you. Yeah. And move you out. I get past there semi-regularly when I fail, when I'm going for leg locks and I've just done it too late, or I've just ill-judged going for the saddle and people smash me there. I feel like if they've got head and arm and your knee goes in, so if you're in here. So we're like that. So you're passing through here. Yeah. If you get hand and arm on me, right? Yeah, this is pretty bad for me, but because my knee's flared, it's not the end of the world. Yeah. Right, I can start to work my frames back in and recover. Yeah. Or if I fancy it, take the sandal like you did. But if my knee's here and you get head and arm, there's not really much recovery from me here. Yeah. I can't go underneath to the knee bar, and you're probably going to mount me because you've now beaten all my frames. With this frame wide still, I've still got a frame in play. Yeah, but once that, I was hoping you put it inside, but I don't think you did. Maybe you did, but I don't think you put it to the floor, because I would have laid on it and gone. But you kept it just not deep enough for me, and you've got underneath. You got this. Then you start recovering your arm frames, and I go, oh, I'm gonna stop banging on this. Yeah.
That's cool. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
No worries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming on a Sunday and Father's Day. I know it's not ideal. It'll all be sit in the calendar. I'm Lee. I'm teaching bodylock passing today. With everyone. I'm not that much bigger than me. I'm going to use a different style of passing. Gi or no gi, I'm not going to try and pressure pass someone that outweighs me by 30 kilos. Unless I can get to like a chest-to-chest half guard, then maybe I will. But trying to stack someone, like if let's say I've got Dave, for example. So Dave, can you give a second, please? You can all see that there's a difference between me trying to double underpass Dave than there would be me double underpassing Tim, for example. Right? Like so, if I have Dave on his back and I'm trying to stack him here, he's so much bigger than me, he can just push me away. Yeah, like if I'm here, he can just push me off. The same that I would do to a 50 kilo person, right? I'm just going to shove him off me. Okay, trying to pressure pass someone that much bigger than me, I'm probably not going to do it. Now, does that mean that my jiu-jitsu doesn't work on someone bigger than me? Well, reality? Yeah, probably. It's going to be harder. Do I tap bigger guys? Yeah, of course I do. Well, I'm sure all of you have tapped someone bigger than you, but you have to use a different strategy. Right? If I'm fighting small, I'm going to try and crush them. If I'm fighting someone big, I'm going to try and use my movement on them. Hopefully I'm going to be faster than them. I might not be. I'm going to try and rely on that and trying to find the little gaps where I can fit in. And if I'm bigger, I'm going to try and crush them. So I will use body locking probably up to about 10 kilos heavier than me. And much smaller. But if I'm 70 kilos, if I'm going to get a 90 kilo guy, I'm not going to try and body lock them. So just bear that in mind, and for this, you probably want to partner someone within about 5-10 kilos of their own weight, if they're very young. Okay.
Sometimes when I get like that leg shelved, I'm opening the body lock and sort of pushing the knee. I struggle to sort of...
To get over the knee?
No, sometimes I get over the knee, but from there, I always feel like I want to open my hands to push the leg through, do you know what I mean? It's not very often I'm keeping that body lock the whole pass.
Can you show me?
So say for example,
I will come to yours as well. I will actually.
I don't feel very comfortable going from here to a pass. I'm usually like this is it.
Right, okay, but you are beating the knee and then struggling to get past the rest of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is something we will look at. Absolutely. We're going to have an intermission here. Okay, we're going to insert something slightly different. We're going to do the high body lock. Okay. Just for educational purposes, because getting the high body lock can be quite hard. But for educational purposes, we're going to look at the mechanics of the high body lock, how effective it is, which is basically an unstoppable pass. if you can get a high body lock, it's unstoppable virtually. Nothing's unstoppable, but it's virtually unstoppable. If I get my hands under your armpits, I'm probably going to mount you. And then we'll use that to reverse engineer the rest of our body locking. Okay. Now understand that getting into this position is not easy. Okay, it's much easier to get a low body lock, but for today's situation, we're going to go high body lock. Tim's going to allow me to, and I'm going to go here. Okay, I'm going to put my head to the mat over his shoulder. Sorry, Tim, this is miserable. Okay, and I'm going to. You can give me some resistance if you like. Yeah, sorry. I kind of put him unawares. He didn't know what was coming, right? And I knew exactly what was coming. Okay, and I put him in a terrible position to start with. It's miserable, right? You're just smashed, right? Your chin's up in the air, your neck's being cranked, your chest, there's a ton of pressure across your chest, your arms are useless because they're jacked up. Okay, I'll do it gently, I'll do it slowly, I'll do it gently, I won't do the same thing. But what I'm doing is I'm here. My hands are up nice and high, gable gripped. I walk up and I put my head on the mat. I flare my elbows up to here now to lift his arms, and I drive my shoulder into his throat. I'm not doing it too hard. Here. He can't move, he's pinned, he's paralyzed. He's not pinned, he's paralyzed. Okay, he can't really resist me. He can't sweep me. I'll show you that. I won't even put the pressure. I'm going to walk forwards. I'm going to let go. I won't even have my hands together. If he tries to sweep me, he simply can't. He's got no ability to move me. Okay. I can just walk over into mount. It looks like I might be off balance. I'm not. I'm perfectly balanced. He cannot move me. And I settle into mount. But I'll be doing it like that. I'm a bit slight. So any guard that we use generally is going to be reliant on the feet as grip. Okay. If you're using butterflies, your feet are going to be creating a grip. Yeah. If you use a closed guard, your feet are going to be creating a grip. Most guards, if you're using like a De La Riva, your feet are going to be creating a grip. Most guards are going to rely on you to use your feet as a grip. I'm sure there's variations that I'm not aware of, but most of them are going to be like that. So if Tim uses if butterfly, right, I'll come up to one leg up so you can see what's going on. Yeah, and he's using butterfly on me. He's got a sticky hook and he's using that foot. Yeah. And I'm sure that if any of you use butterfly, you appreciate that you're using your feet to stick to the legs, right? He's here, his feet are stuck to my legs. Yeah, that's a pain for me. Okay. Anytime I try and move, he's going to track me. If I try and back step off, he's going to take me and probably flip me over. Yeah, every time I try and move, he's just going to stick to me. Right, because feet are pretty sensitive and you practice it a lot and you get good at it. But what's not so sensitive is your shins. Okay, so let me demonstrate something. And it's not a matter of making Tim look silly, it's a matter of showing the difference in the principles. Okay, so here, if I have my body lock, okay, and I get up and I beat in the knee, okay, now if I go to jump over, okay, but Tim tracks me with his foot, okay, so if you just, we'll pin this leg out of the way, I'm going to jump over to side control, but you follow me with this foot, okay, yeah. As I go, he's stuck and he's got me. Can you guys see that I'm stuck to that foot? But, okay, I'm going to do it again, okay? I'm going to move up his shin. Now if you try and track me, much harder, okay? I'll demonstrate again. I'm going to go back to the foot again. I'm going to really make a big effort. You'll see Tim will be able to track me. I'm going to go here, I'm going to go for it. I couldn't get off. You guys saw I tried, my feet went up over my head. But I couldn't, because his feet were going to track me. But his shin can't track me. Yeah, the foot is really sensitive and really good. But if we can move ourselves up the shin, we can get off it. I now slide up his shin. And I can jump over. That's a little bit athletic, so it's not for everyone. But it might work for you. Just as a simple, you think, oh, I can't be bothered with all this windshield wipering and they're pummeling their feet and bollocks. Go up the shin and jump off. Yeah, that's a simple concept that the butterfly hook isn't as sticky when you move up the shin. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah?
Made sense to me because I felt it.
Now have our pathway. This is how we're passing the guard. We're going to do a few refinements and then we're going to do a secret ingredient that makes this way easier. Okay, because the reality is, if you try, this is the way that I learned to do the bodylock pass. And I've tried it for years. And again, it's resisting opponents. I came with all these extra details that I've shown you here. It was still really hard. The reality was, it was really hard. People were framing me and pushing me and they're getting their guards back and they're shrimping and they're moving. And I've tried. Okay, and I found one key secret that makes a huge difference. That I was using when I rolled with Tim last time. And he's like, oh, that bodylock, that's really quite powerful. I teach that because it's important to know it as an option. To understand the mechanics and the details of trying to do this as a technical pass, but I actually do it as a brutal pressure pass instead. And so everything that I've shown you, I don't actually do. Okay, but you have to go through that journey to understand the complexities of the bodylock pass. Because I do still use some of that stuff when I get stuffed, and I've got to go back to it. Okay, but you have to understand what we're trying to achieve here. I'm going to show you one technique now that I use, and it just kills people. But without having the background to it, it wouldn't all make sense. I'll show it to you, and it'll be okay. You get this one technique I'm going to show you, but you'll have no context to it. Okay, so the reality is when we do this, it's a pressure pass. This is the secret ingredient we're going to do. So Tim kind of felt it when we rolled, but I'll show you again. So here's the difference. So we've been doing this today, coming into here and going to our sides and looking to try and pass. Okay, and Tim's in the fight. He can start to frame, he can start to move, he can start to fight. Okay, so feel the difference? Now as I go in, how I'd actually do it would be like this. I'd go in and I'd go like this. How's that feel? Yeah, okay, and that's, now as he frames me and he shrinks, he's not doing anything. He's completely sorry.
You alright?
Brutal, he's brutal. He's completely fucked. Excuse my French. Okay? I mangle him. I fold him in four. Okay? And then I walk around his knee and I walk over his leg with that and I jump and clump the shin and everything else. But I know those details there if I need them. Okay? Like if I'm going to get someone a little bit bigger than me and I can't quite put the pressure that I need to, then I need to rely on some of this stuff. If I'm going to get someone my own size, I just crush him and walk into side control. Okay, so let's look at how I'm doing that crush. He's doing it because they're so athletic. Mickey Ross, he jumps in and goes, hops, and in the air he goes hip, hip, then lands in side control. He's so athletic. I'm 47 years old and I can't get him.
You're aiming to get him on the side, yeah?
Yes. I twist him on his side and twist myself the other way.
So whenever I've tried Bodylock, I think I failed because I let them lie flat. After being taught what I've taught today.
Me too. I struggled for 3 years with me tackling. I stuck at it. I was in the gym for hours at a time, me and my mates. How does this work? And we'd find a way, oh, eureka moment, this angle, oh no, you got to stop. So we got really good at defending it, but then we figured out a way to really make it work, and that's this pressure. And nobody's teaching. Struggling with? These are excellent questions.
I mean, I had a general, I think it's similar to James. It's like if you're with someone good or slightly big or Lawrence, that gang any motherfucker. Like if they knock you off out of your strong position, and because obviously, so if like if I get into a good position to start with, I've got a good body lock. I get here a little bit and I put him in good position or whatever, I feel strong. But then he manages to like straighten his legs and like knock me off good posture or something. Now I feel like I'm going to get swept and my hands are committed behind. So this is what I don't
think you are. Like if we're talking specifically about this situation of a body lock,
yeah.
I think have faith in your body lock and just beat that knee. He's giving you that. He's made that knee easy. You open his knee out. I think you step over that knee. Yeah, I think he's going to sweep you. As long as you have faith in your body, keep your hips facing the floor.
Yeah.
Look, maybe he is much bigger than you,
yeah.
And I probably wouldn't try on a guy this much bigger, to be honest. Right. But let me see, maybe he can sweep me, because he probably can sweep me, because he's that. What's your weight?
Like 100.
Right, yeah. I'm not like a 100 kilo guy, but I'll try. Let's have a look. So we won't go crazy. But if I'm here and he goes to sweep me, no, I'll bail at the end, and he's going to get me over. Yeah. So I failed. But
did you just reset there though?
Yeah.
If I did extend you away, you got uncomfortable.
Yeah. Well, like I don't. Stretching me out was the one part of the question, but like you'll go against some people who'll push your head, but you know what I mean, get you out of strong position, and then like, well, what do I do if I'm not? How do I get back to strong position? Like, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think so. And okay, I've got two answers for you, really, and I think they're both valid. So I'm not saying you could try this or try that. I'm saying two legitimate answers, and so you've got two options here. And one is pressure the shit out of him. And that stops everything. It really does. It really does. Let me demonstrate. So if I hit my body lock, okay, here. Okay, and you I don't know. Let's say framing. So you frame my head. Okay. Yeah, that's horrible, right? Okay. Frame my head. You can't. I'm pressuring the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Right. That's you've got to. This, to me, the pressure is it's critical. You can't do this without the pressure. All the stuff we did in the first half is excellent, but you can't really do it without. It can be stopped. Pressure and sweeping and underhooking and framing and all this sort of stuff. You know, like posting. It's a ball ache. Crush a shit out of them. They can't do anything to you. The other answer is just bail. At any point I can bail. Unless you're holding me in tight, which I don't care. But again, so we're in. I won't pressure this time. I'm here, and you're doing whatever you want to do to break my position. I'll just bail on you. I haven't lost anything. Yeah. So there's the two answers: bail and re-enter. As you were saying, yeah, you could just bail and then re-enter. But if your pressure's good, it's hard to do anything. Any of that stuff is just power-based. So I don't know if that's the answer you want, but it's an answer I'm going to give you.
I think
Pressure the shit out of them.
Yeah. I think it's just a case of just doing a lot of specific training to build up.
Look, and it does take practice. Like at my gym, you'd imagine I've got a gym full of bodylockers. I haven't. I do bodylock at my gym, and the other guys know it, and they can do it if they get their hands together, but they don't really do it. They've got other ways of parking. It's cool, right? You'd figure, as I said, you'd figure that all of my guys are perfect at this. They're not. We've all got different games. But if you want to do the bodylock pass, which I do, applying that pressure is critical. It kills it kills the sweep, it kills the regard, it kills the frame. All the problems that you get, closing their guard out, taking the guard out, closing it, all that sort of stuff that you get, all the problems, typical two bodylock passing. That absolutely kills all. And that's my answer. It's going to be my answer almost every. If we're talking about bodylock passing, my answer to every problem you're having is going to be apply more pressure, and then I'll show people that it works. I'll say, look, I know you haven't come to let me show you. Crush, the problem's gone away. Right? It really has. So, yes, take the time to get the pressure. Yeah. Or bail if it's going wrong. Still up, posture up, bail.
I think that's probably my problem is not knowing when to bail. Like I feel like I'm committed, I'm not in a strong position anymore, and then you get turned over.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Look, as I said, it took me 3 years, right? So it's just, I'm a slow learner, right? It took me 18 months to get from the tap and the triangle and drilling, right? Tapping yet? No. Tapping now? No. It's worth it? No. A year and a half later? Sometimes, right? So I'm not the best example for this, pick it up quickly. Yeah. But you just got to do a lot, like anything, Yeah. And just you've got to get the experience of when do I need to bail, when do I not need to bail. That's just going to be through map time. Yeah. It's a crap answer, but as a black belt, you know it's the right answer.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you passed to the side control position and you left the arm deep under with the head control, what is your go-to? Do you mount? Do you have a favourite submission?
For me personally, so I've got, if you're asking, I'm not saying that you have to do my game, of course, we've all got different games and we're built differently. I've got about 3 submission systems that I use from side control. Kimura trap being one of them. If I get Kimura, fantastic, I'm going to hop over your body and use the Kimura trap to take the back if I can. I do a top side crucifix where I trap the arm with my legs, stuff from my legs, go here. Or I use a guillotine grip where, depending what they do with their arm, I'll either move to north-south choke or I'll move to a darts. So those are just some submission systems that I use.
So you just leave the hand of the body with pure pressure?
Yes, just to cook them for a little bit. Yeah, and then I'll switch into one of my side control systems. Often I'll take mount, especially if I'm in a gi. Well, in a gi, I'll pull the lapel out, wrap it around their arm, and all that sort of thing. I'll place on the lapel, but I want to mount because I want the points. Right? If I'm in IBJJF rules, I want the points. So I'll look to mount as well quite quickly. And look, I can show you how I mount, but I'm sure you don't know how to do it from side to side. Yeah. That's my strategy. Doesn't have to be yours, but if one of my submission systems is available to me, I'll absolutely hit it. If it's not, then I'm going to time up and look to try and pressure into mount.